Hey YouTube folks, this is Tycondrius again with another action figure review, and today we're having a look at the Lanard Series 2 Predator Collection Hunter or Warrior Hunter Predator 2. So these guys are exclusive to Walmart as far as I know in the States. They have turned up over here in Europe in Smith's. This is the box that they come in. You have the Predator Collection and on the name, Hunter Series 7-inch fully posable figure. You have some great artwork and some images of figures on the side. You have the Predator Collection name on the top. You have the name of the specific Predator just here in the corner, and you have it's a windowed box display, so all the stuff you can see inside. And if I flip around the back of the box, it has basically a brief write-up on it. So it says 7-inch warrior hunter battle action figure. Predators, most deadly and elusive hunters in the universe, have now chosen Earth as their own otherworldly hunting ground. Special forces, police, and intelligence operatives, now aware of these deadly creatures, have united to track them down. But really, who's tracking whom? Utilizing advanced alien technology with these deceptive extraterrestrials have an array of weapons for any situation or environment. From dense tropical jungles to concrete-laden cities, the unseen predators stalk their prey and will only leave with trophies in hand. Test your mettle and choose your predator. Grab them before they disappear. Let the hunt begin. And it just shows a image of what you get in the box, and you have 25-point articulation. You got smart disc, wrist blade on the combi stick, and then you have an image of the Predator on the box. So, moving the box aside, we'll get onto the Predator. So, most of these Wave 2 Predators are just repaints. So, the first wave figures this is City Hunter Predator from Predator 2. This is pretty much just a straight up repaint of this guy. What's interesting to note is that they actually gave more paint apps onto this one than they did on this guy. So this one here is my slightly customized one. Most notably, the holder for the disc here area I painted because it's actually the same color as his thigh leg, so I wanted it to stick out a bit more. I gave a slight dry brushing of gold over his armor. It's normally just gray. In fact, if I just move the head there, you can see it's just this basic gray. The back section here on his, from I think it was like here onwards, was not painted. So I got some gray paint and painted that. I think the thigh one is painted. I did do like dry brushing with gold on most of the areas, just give him a bit more of a look to it. But other than that, he's not too much touched up for paint wise. So I'm just leaving him over here in the corner if he wants to stand for me while I go on about the new one. Come on, stand up. Now, I'm not sure where my Jungle Hunter one is, which is the half transparent clear one, which has some paint apps. But this is the reuse of the City Hunter. So he has all the same articulation, so the arm can rotate around. There is a hinge out that much. It's hindered by this shoulder armor. You can get a bit more on the opposite side because the shoulder armor isn't as big. And then you are kind of hindered by this piece up here for the swivel. So it's kind of half and half. You can rotate 360 on one side, but it is hindered. Or you can get a minor or almost 360 if you hinge the arm out on the opposite side, but you can hinge the arm out further. You have single jointed elbows for both arms. You have swivels in the wrists. You have that holster. So what's interesting to note is on this one, the actual holster section for this smart disc is actually painted, where previously it wasn't. You have this extra paint app for this kind of clasp section. The neck ring is actually painted on all sides. So if I just lift up the back of the neck, you can see it in here. I'm not sure, did I actually paint the one on this one? No, you can actually see it on this one, where the ring is just at the front of the figure. It stops when it gets around to the back. So that is one of the kind of the basic paint apps that they missed on the original. You have these extra black paint apps on the helmet. The helmet is exactly the same as the Predator 2 helmet. It would have been nice if they did mix up and actually threw in on the Jungle Hunter helmet, the biomask. The heads are swappable. I have a version of I actually picked up a couple of these. So I actually have a version of the Predator 2 Hunter, which I'm customizing as well, and it has the other head on it, so that you can swap the heads about. Legs, kick forward, not so much back. They can splay out this much, and they have a single jointed knee. Now the feet is where I have the most issue with this guy. As you can see from the way the feet are positioned, the feet are just a floppy mess on this one. Obviously I couldn't see that when I was picking it up when I bought it originally. The legs or the ankles are on a ball joint, so they do give some range of movement. But the only problem, there's no peg holes on these guys either. His left foot is the worst out of them. The right one is loose, but not so much as the left one. The left one will just like rotate itself around by the briefest touch. And you can see how tight the ones on this one is. It's actually, I can't just hit it and it rotates around. So I'm not sure if it's on all of these or it's just my version of it. It's just something to be wary of. But his feet are a floppy mess. Now I can fix it. It's just a matter of either putting something onto taking the actual foot off the peg and then putting something on it. Usually what people suggest is like furniture polish. That tends to tighten up loose joints like this, so I might be able to do that on it. He does have a waist swivel as well, which is on a ball joint, so it gets a good range of movement. I do love the coloring on this kind of blue with purple kind of camouflage kind of going on. Again, he has more paint apps than the others. This back section is actually painted as well. The arms are still the same. They're just molded in grey plastic, so where the arm meets the elbow, there's no paint apps. It should technically be the same blue plastic as the skin tone, but it isn't. The wrist strap on the other one wasn't painted. I painted that myself as well. You can actually see there's some paint bleed here on the plasma caster. So you have the exact same plasma caster as well. There's no difference between it. The head is actually quite nice. It is on a ball joint. You get some side to side, back and forth. So there is that. As I said, the legs are on a floppy mess. You do get the combi stick, which is exactly the same combi stick that you get with the previous version of him. He does hold it quite nicely in his left hand. It's a little bit loose. He would hold it normally in the right hand, but I have it outstretched. When you get them first, the hand is kind of very close. So what I did with the previous one is I outstretched it a bit so he can actually hold the disc. So you can see he can hold the disc fairly nicely. If you don't do that, he has a horrible time of trying to hold the disc because the hand is actually more in like that. But you can leave it whichever way you wish. Now the wrist blades don't extend or anything. They're just permanently on the out position. So there is that. I do like the coloring of this guy. It does remind me a lot of one of the Kenner Predators, the Kenner Warrior Predator, I think it was, from the was it Predator Hive Wars line. I think it was the one that originally came with. He's kind of a blue predator. He doesn't have the camouflage kind of pattern, but he's a blue predator. Now these guys stand just around 7 inches, so he's a little bit just around the 7-inch mark. And the reason why that is pretty cool is that it makes him far more in scale to stuff like the G.I. Joe Classified series. So I know these look very comic-y, cartoony, what have you. So if I just bring in a couple of the G.I. Joe guys, you have one of the Crimson Twins, the basic Cobra Trooper. I actually have the older version of Egon from the Mattel line. I don't have any of the Plasma series figures yet. When I get around to getting some of those, I will review them. And then just for non-G.I. Joe, we have a Marvel Legends, and it's a figure I haven't reviewed yet, and I hope to get around to reviewing it. Just the, hopefully I'm pronouncing this properly, which is the Toei Spider-Man, the Japanese Spider-Man from the very old 60s live action show. And do I have anything else in the 6-inch scale? Do I have one of the Stormtroopers? Unfortunately I don't, but I do have, as I knock stuff over, something else from the galaxy far away, which is one of the Hoth Snowtroopers. So you can just see the scaling. In fact, if I just bring the camera down a touch, get a better sense of the scale. Just lock that into place. So you can actually see how these guys scale up. They actually scale quite nicely with other 112 or 6-inch scale figures. They are more designed for that than they are designed to be in scale with 7-inch. So if I was to bring in something that is in the 7-inch scale, we go with Batman here. If I just move guys out of the way, bear with me a moment. Come on, put you back there. This is the Ben Affleck Batman from Justice League. The goggles up or goggles down version. This guy's not wanting to stand because he's feet are in an awkward position. So if we bring in Batman, he actually is pretty much taller than the Predator figure, which is basically wrong. Predators are supposed to be taller than humans. Since the elastic on this guy's little head goggles have been worn out somehow. Overall, he's a really cool figure. If you're a fan of Predator, you will enjoy this guy. I do have, for some reason, I don't know why Smiths did it, but they only have 2 out of the 3 figures in this wave available. There should be the Jungle Hunter, reissue of the Jungle Hunter with a bit more gear going on, but unfortunately they don't have that. So they only have the, you can see if I can get this guy in there. They only have this guy and the Falconer Predator, which I will do a review for in my next review. So look forward to that. So there you go, guys. It's a quick review for the Predator Warrior Hunter. He's a really cool figure. But as I said, the only downside really with mine is those floppy legs. So hopefully your one won't have the same issue if you go out and buy one of these. But they should be available right now at Walmart at the time of this recording. Or if not, you probably have to go and try to track one down from a third-party seller somewhere. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I hope you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.